Hello, everybody. My name is Steve. You can also call me Steven. And you're tuning into Awakened Intuition. This is my first video ever. So it's pretty cool to be here. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and I've been kind of putting it off. Just to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a musician, but I'm also a guy who's heavily involved with spiritual awakening, and I take this stuff really serious as it's a big part of my life. This video in particular is about Ascension symptoms. If you click on this and you're watching this, you probably understand already what's going on, or that this is happening to you and you want to know more about it. I'm talking about it specifically because, one, it's something I went through really bad, and I want to share my experience and let people know who are going through it it's going to be okay. And I'm also talking about this because I'm actually going through it again right now. It seems to come up in cycles, and it seems to happen again and again. And lately it's just been coming up for me, and I felt inclined, even though I'm not in my best health and most energy right now, I feel like it would be really good to talk about it. So first of all, what is Ascension symptoms? What are they? How does this happen? How does it come up? Well, it comes up when you make a big change in your life, or your mental spiritual state is changing, and you're manifesting these things in your life that don't really line up with you and what you're trying to do. A clear example of that would be like if I tried to stop smoking. I don't smoke, but let's say I did, and in my mind and my spirit, I knew it wasn't good for me. I knew it was time to kick this habit. But when I went to do it, it was really, really hard. And when I continued to do it, all of these weird things would start happening. Like you'd get, rashes, headaches, dizzy spells, all these things would come up, and it wouldn't seem to make any sense. An example that happened to me specifically was I had this problem with my body where I legit thought I was super sick. I went to the doctors maybe 7 times. And you'll find that with the Ascension symptoms, you can get all these tests done, you can do all this stuff, and nothing comes up. I've gone to specialist doctors, and it's a little personal, but I'm fine. I'm in good health, and it doesn't even bother me anymore. Now it's just not an issue. That thing just kind of came and went. It lasted for about 5 months, a really long time, and then it just vanished. I moved on with my problems mentally, and sure as hell everything just kind of went away. So some of the symptoms you'll probably come across are really bad headaches. This happens a lot. You get sort of dizzy spells. You don't have that focus. You have like a brain fog. I know I've been feeling this the past few days. For whatever reason, I've just been really, really out of sync and out of touch with all of these energies, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of frustrating, actually, but it usually means a good thing. These symptoms, although they may suck, they usually help you get better in the long run, because it's basically trying to get you to stop holding on to things or habits or people or things that are not good for you. And the more you resist, the more tug of war it is. And I know this from personal experience. It's like you just have to figure out what it is and try to let go of it. Try not to cling on to it. Another symptom that's going to come up maybe for you, which I definitely experienced, was weird rashes. I mean, that sounds kind of gross, but it was this redness and inflammation. It wasn't, and it was just really itchy everywhere, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So that could come up for you too. It was very bizarre. Physical pain, anxiety. I felt this one like crazy. It was like I would be in a large crowded room with people, and I'm usually not shy socially, and I'm telling you, man, I literally could not even move or talk. It was like shock, electric shock coursing through my body. Really bad anxiety, something I had never really felt before. These sort of symptoms I'm talking about now on the extreme level, I went through about maybe 3 years ago. I haven't had them that bad in a while, but they kind of resurface in little ways, in weird, funny ways every now and then. So it's just really a set of cycles, and they just sort of come and allow you to shed light on things. And listen, I know they're uncomfortable at first, but if you just hang on, you don't let them dictate your life, and you try to see with clear eyes something you need to change and let go, chances are the symptoms will go away. Let's see, other symptoms that came up for me personally was deep depression and just sluggishness. I feel like those two really go hand in hand. no energy, just really, really, really depressed and tired, and just like you want to stay in all day, and you don't want to be around people. You feel very insecure and heavy, and just these dense feelings, which of course affect you physically, because yeah, you're mentally upset and you're spiritually depressed and you don't know what the hell you're doing. Of course it's going to manifest in your life physically. You're going to be tired. You're not going to want to talk to people. You're not going to want to go outside. You're not going to want to be around people and do things. And it just takes some getting used to, as bad as that sounds. You don't want to let it become your normal, but you have to sort of accept it. Not accept that you're supposed to feel that bad, but you have to accept that negative things will happen, and you can change the way you look at it. If you just keep saying to yourself, oh well, I'm depressed, this is the way my life is, or it's not going to get any better. And by the same token, if you say, oh well, these symptoms are horrible, why on earth is this happening to me, I feel like that's not necessarily going to help either. I think that the solution is typically simple when it comes to it. It's something that you just know that you need to get rid of, or a person or a relationship that you just deeply know you have to get rid of, and it's very obvious. And the reason you have the symptoms is because you're refusing to let go of this thing. We can point the finger and blame on all these other things, say, oh well, maybe it's just because of this, or maybe it's because of my diet, or maybe because of this, but really what it is deep down. For example, for me, I'd never smoked cigarettes, but for me it was smoking weed. To be honest, it was something I used to do all the time, and then it just started to make me really anxious, like really bad, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I just kept thinking, oh, maybe it's this I have to give up, maybe it's this, but I really knew that was the thing that was holding me back at the time, and I had to let go of it. And it was hard because you have friendships and people that are expecting you to do a certain thing or be a certain way, but that that's not right for you, and you feel all these risks. What if you lose these people? What if you upset people, and you feel like they're not gonna be on board with this change? I mean, probably not. They probably won't be, and they're not going to understand what you're going through. That's another tricky thing of the Ascension symptom. You can try to explain this to people, but they're probably not going to get it. You go to all these doctors and you do all this stuff, and you're not getting the answers you want from them, and people aren't going to understand what you're trying to say. It's just something you have to go through, unfortunately. But it ends, it goes away, life goes on, and when you let go of what it is that you should be letting go of, that intuitively, life will get easier. It may not happen overnight. Sometimes it may. Sometimes the block that's really pulling you apart and making you so much of a mess and giving you all these symptoms may just dissolve instantly or almost overnight. But other times it's like chipping away, and it takes time to get rid of. But it's an effort. It's not everything is easy and comes to you. And I find personally that when I had these symptoms the first time I really got them bad, it took months to get rid of them. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, it really, really was not enjoyable. But looking back on it, I've come so much farther due to those experiences. And if I had just let go of what I was trying to do way earlier, and I had just said, you know what, I gotta trust the signs, I gotta trust the instincts, I gotta trust the intuition, I gotta let go of this thing, I could have saved myself probably months, maybe even a year worth of annoyance and suffering and these terrible symptoms in the body, misalignment. I could have gotten rid of that really, really quickly. So the choice is yours. You can do this. I mean, it's going to be difficult per se, maybe, but the choice is yours. If you want to make that change and you want to get rid of that comes from the effort that you want to make. As simple as that sounds, it's the truth. You got to let go of certain things, and the symptoms will only get worse. That's the funny part. The longer you play it out, and the longer you play out this habit of this thing, it's just going to keep getting more and more and more intense. It got to a point where I legit was like shaking and was not convulsing, but my legs were like really shaking, and I was having anxiety. My heart was racing. I couldn't like go out. Even like using the bathroom in a public place would freak me the hell out. Like having these deep headaches and these deep spiritual depressions, and the body aches and the soreness and the fatigue. These are all common symptoms. But getting rid of them comes from you understanding what it is you need to let go. Okay? It's not easy. And it requires some brutal honesty, self-reflection. You know, you're gonna have to look inside yourself and do a little soul searching and say, this is not right for me, right? This is not right. And again, I'm making this video because these small symptoms are kind of resurfacing in me. I don't feel at my highest energy today or the past week. I've been having kind of a rough time. I had all these random like injuries come up. I had been sore. I was sick for like 2 weeks, and I don't normally get sick. All this stuff was just coming up, you know, what seemed like allergies and all that. And I go to the doctor and it was fine. And, you know, it just comes up again. And then it makes you realize, what is it that I have to let go of? And what do I have to change? What is the habit that I have to let go of? So yeah, I'm not in the best mental state either, but I have been around the block and I have seen this before 100 times worse. So I guess the point of this video is to let you know a couple of things. One, it is normal if you're pursuing this type of lifestyle. Two, you have the power to fix it. And three, I'm telling you this because you're not alone. I know what it's like to be in that position and be scared and feel like no one's going to understand you, and all these things are coming at you and you feel horrible physically, mentally, spiritually, just very gross and heavy. It's normal, even if it sucks. And you know, people like me and others have been there before, and I'm here to tell you that it's okay, and you can always talk to me, and I just want to help you get through it, okay? So, you know, next video I'd like to be more energetic, we'll see. But even though I was kind of crummy, I felt it was really important to get up and do this today and make my first step into this journey, even though I didn't feel like I was really ready. I've been putting it off, I've been putting this off, and now I have to make the choice and let go of my fear of doing this, even if it doesn't entirely feel comfortable right now, because I feel nervous for whatever reason, or I feel insecure about stuff. I have to let go of that, and this is why I'm here talking to you. So if you're here and you're watching this video, thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. Yes, I'm a rookie to making videos, but I know a lot about these sort of things. I love the topics. I read about it all the time. It also benefits my musical life and vice versa, and I would love to just make this a daily thing and help people out. So if you have any questions or any topics you want me to cover, leave a comment and let me know. I would love to. I would genuinely love to help you and talk about something that you feel like you're lost on. If I don't know too much about the topic, I'll at least try to help you in a small comment or something. But if it's something big, I'd love to make a video about it. And last but not least, subscribe, like, and keep in touch. Have a great day. I hope that these symptoms lighten up for you, and I hope that life treats you better and that you can pull yourself out of this. Just hang in there, do some reflection, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Peace.